Hello everybody and welcome to Croatian family vlog. So today we are again in the national park of Krka, which is in Šibenik County in southern Croatia, so next to the city of Šibenik. So here is the winter time, so it's around the New Year's Eve, and you will see in the video that there is practically nobody except us in the park, which is quite a rare thing to see. It's everything is flooded, so it's really a lot of water. So it was raining for several days, a few days earlier than this video, and of course the level of the water rise to maybe 1 or 2 meters, and sometimes when it's too much rainfall, even this path can be flooded, so it can be even 1 or 2 meter higher than this. But nevertheless, this is too much water, so it's maybe 10 times more than in the summertime when mostly all the tourists are coming to visit the national park. So here I'm explaining what path we will take. So we will take more or less the traditional path, which when you are visiting this Skradinski book, so it's a southern part of the national park of Krka and the most popular place. So when you go, you usually go this way with a group, and today you will see the original path. So one more time I will say that when it's a high season it doesn't look like this. Less water and of course much more people. So here is the entrance to an ancient mill, and when you are visiting Skradinski book, you can actually visit the mill which was operating probably 70 years ago. So they were processing the corn into the flour. So you have several grinding wheels here where you had to bring the donkey, and the miller would take the sacks filled with corn and put them inside the machine, and this is going counterclockwise and producing flour. So the corn goes to the top and the flour goes to the bottom, and on the end he's using the shovel to put back the same amount of flour. They never paid with the money. They would usually give 10% of the corn which they brought with them, and then the miller would store this somewhere and sell it in the winter when it's tripled the price. So this is how they were earning extra income. Here, which looks like a cave, that is an ancient washing machine. It has a pool on the right side, which is like a place where you have to put the soap on your clothes and scrub it, and then when you're satisfied how it looks like, you put it into the centrifuge, which was on the left side. It is broken now, so it's just like a small waterfall, but actually this was used as a washing machine. Then you saw the donkey, because there was no roads. The main road here was made by the French soldiers in the beginning of the 19th century, but earlier people were using these forest roads and taking the donkeys. Here is a main sightseeing point, so you saw the force of nature, so it's so much water. This is the image of me, of course, but that is actually the Franz Ferdinand, so he was the Franz Joseph II, sorry. So he was the ruler of Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the locals made this balcony especially for him when he was visiting this place in 1875. And a lot of people gathered here. So there is like a funny thing that he was actually the first tourist here. There were altogether 17 meals here, and people were not coming here except when they had corn for processing into a flour. So 17 mills, and it was really crowded in the July and August, when all other creeks in the surroundings get dry, and then the people would come here because this was the only place where the mills were still operating. It is a beautiful sightseeing point, which is a little bit romantic place, because a lot of young couples like to come there and kiss themselves with and making selfies, because the first cascade of the largest waterfall in Croatia is visible from there. This is the second sightseeing point, a little bit lower, maybe 200 meters lower, and this one is special because you can see practically all the waterfall from here, so all 7 cascades. The length is approximately 400 meters, and the width on the widest point is around 100 meters. And as I said, it's maybe 10 times less water in the summer than here, where you can see now. Now we are slowly descending, and here is one really famous place. So this is the first hydropower plant made in Europe. It is made by the design or sketches made by Nikola Tesla. You probably all know about Nikola Tesla. So he was born in Croatia, and actually before he left for United States, he gave a blueprint to the mayor of the city of Šibenik how to make a hydropower plant, and he bought land, and they made it in 28th of August in 1895. So this was the first hydropower plant in Europe. There was 14-kilometer long lines which was supplying the city of Šibenik with the electricity. So it was really special, and a lot of people who are visiting Croatia doesn't know about this fact. Actually, the oldest one is on Niagara Falls. We are speaking now about the two-way current, so AC/DC, and with the one-way current it was even 30-40 years earlier, but this the modern electricity which you use today was this is like the origins of it. Earlier you saw that there is like that which looks like a weight we are trying to lift. That is the ancient turbine, and still today this small part of the national park belongs to the descendants of Ante Šopuk. So that is like a really special place. And here when I'm bringing tourists, usually I tell a story about Nikola Tesla. And here is another sightseeing point. You can see like the one of the largest cascades from the side, but the highlight, maybe the place which you cannot avoid, is this bridge. So bridge is on the bottom level of the waterfall, and it doesn't look like this when you are visiting in August. So it's much less water. Earlier they allowed here the swimming, but now the swimming is forbidden. There are several reasons for that. Of course, first the safety, but mostly what is making the waterfalls is the calcium carbonate, and I will explain a little bit later why is that important. So first here, that what I'm speaking here in the video, that this is the place where everybody wants to make a picture, and there is a legend that if you are visiting Croatia, there are 10 spots which you have to make a selfie. Of course, this is a joke, but we tell this to all the tourists, and this is one of the spots. So if you came to National Park of Krka and didn't make a selfie on this spot, that means you were not visiting the national park. As you can see, because of the current, it's spraying here, so if you would stay maybe 15-20 minutes on that spot, if it's a windy day, you can be wet totally. I'm explaining here that now it looks everything beautiful, but in the high season you can only move slowly, because you have to wait in a line to make a quick photo. There is a joke that you have to first push 3-4 people in the water and then make a quick photo. Of course, that's not true, but it's really close to the truth. Here is the restaurant, which is overcrowded. In the summer now it's a little bit flooded, so the benches are missing mostly, and here is really hard to find a spot, because daily can be between 10 and 15,000 people in the park. So you can imagine how much people can be. Here on this large field, a lot of people are sunbathing, so a lot of people in swimsuits are lying there, so you have to jump across them to get on the other side. Now we are ascending through the forest, and here is the tree, which today in 2024, it's a white mulberry tree, sorry. So it is 400 years old, and this is a candidate for the most beautiful European tree. And in 2024, this is a candidate from Croatia. The path goes forward, and you have to climb some steps. Who is visiting the National Park of Krka, it's a little bit hard for the people who have problems with the altitudes and everything. You have to go up and down in several places, and there are a lot of steps on the both sides of the river, which is a normal thing, because of course here we have waterfalls. I'm pointing here at some kind of bird, and this bird is an invasive species, because earlier there was not too much of this. It's a cormorant. Now you have it everywhere. So there is a story that it can eat twice its size every day, so it's destroying practically all the fish in the water. And also several years ago somebody let the pike into the water, and now this pike also decimates everything, because earlier there was no pike in Krka river, but now it exists, and it can be really large size. So the fishing here is forbidden, but for the locals, if they know how to catch pike, actually if somebody catches a pike, it won't be a big problem. and as I said, it can be up to 16-17 kilos a piece. Here is a sightseeing point on the opposite side of the main tourist route. So first, a little bit early in the video, we were standing on the other side where was that sightseeing point made for Emperor of Austro-Hungarian Empire. And now, as I said, we are on the opposite side. Here you can see the current, and this is the first part of the waterfall, the highest one. So earlier I was explaining that what is making the waterfall. So this is calcium carbonate or the travertine, which for instance, if the log falls into the water, eventually it stays on this log, and this is like the fundaments of the waterfall. Of course, after 100,000 years, you have a 30-meter high waterfall. This one on National Park of Krka, the lowest one is 46-meter high. As I said, this is the largest waterfall in Croatia, not the highest, because the highest is located in the National Park of Plitvice Lakes, which is approximately 200 kilometers from here to the northwest. Here I'm giving the last words about this video. So we like to go on places like this one. This one is connected to my work, but actually we are visiting other places which are still undiscovered by the tourists. So if you came this far, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.